Yeah, it feels pretty normal as far as like what we're trying to do for like try to treat this as it's like September or late August. Like obviously the actual date is July 1st, but we're trying to treat it like we're getting ready to go into preseason to start the season. Maybe a little more conditioning wise, just because we got to be ready to play more important games sooner. But it's been nice to get back and just have some type of normality to what we've been doing or what we haven't been able to do for the last couple months.
Melissa Rowland, please.
Hey, Alex. Just wanted to check in on where you think you are in terms of your conditioning. I know, obviously, the last couple of months you had to get creative in your workouts. Where do you feel like you are personally in terms of all of that?
Um, I'd say probably just where I described, like a September conditioning, getting ready to go into training camp kind of thing. Been able to be on the court for a couple weeks now, back at the facility, and it's been a step at a time to get back into some type of basketball shape from where we are. But I feel pretty good now. Just finished working out, and my heart rate's back to normal. I'm doing a really good job of getting recovery. I think the hardest part is just finding ways to recover at home or not at the gym that we're so used to having.
Alrighty, David Meniman.
Hey, Alex. Two parts. One, what was it like for you to consider the loss of Avery Bradley down in Orlando? And then two, how are you viewing that starting lineup spot?
Obviously, understand Avery's decision. We're brothers in arms throughout the whole season, and anything to support him and his family, I'm 100% gonna do. If I had the same scenario, I'd probably make the same decision. As far as basketball goes, got to fill his role. Might not be with one person, but this team's done a great job all year when guys have been out of stepping up and filling a role or a need, whether it be Braun missing a game or a guard being out for a couple games with injury. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be the sole provider of everything that Avery did. That's a lot to ask for just because of how good he is at what he does, but I'm definitely going to be ready to fill part of that gap and that need.
David. Go ahead, David. Go ahead. Brad,
Is that us?
questions?
Might be us.
Hey Alex, how you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
My question is, I was talking with Tanya. She's not here right now. She was telling me that you've had several interactions on Twitter, social media with fans regarding your mindset on social unrest. And I'm just wondering, how do you feel about those interactions, and what are you trying to get across, and what are your thoughts on going forward with what the NBA wants to do and your team wants to do regarding all these things that are going on regarding social unrest?
Well, from a personal standpoint, outside of the basketball world and the basketball team, I feel like it costs $0 and 0 cents to be a good person. To treat everybody how they're supposed to be treated, regardless of race, gender, age, political views. That's just something for me. I feel like is a real easy human thing that I think people overlook a lot. Just to be a good person and treat everybody how they should be treated. And then going forward into how it relates to this team and the league, I'm 100% backing any of my black teammates, black coaches, anybody who I've never had the opportunity to live the life they have, to experience the things they do, and that's part of my role as a white guy on the team and a white guy in the league is understanding and realizing that I'm never going to understand what they actually go through, but being there to support them and be a crutch for them to lean on whenever they need it.
All right, Lauren Jones.
Hey, Lauren here. My question is a little bit of a piggyback off of Brad. Yesterday, Rob mentioned that you guys had a call with Kareem to discuss some of these issues. And I just wanted to know what, if anything, you got from that conversation and what the discussion has been with you amongst your teammates about it.
Yeah, obviously, anytime you get to listen to a guy like Kareem, it's a great opportunity and a great honor just to be in the presence of one of the basketball legends, but also, I mean, social rights activist and just overall smart human beings. You know, he embodies a lot of the things that I just talked about as far as being a human and treating everybody the same. And the humbleness in his voice, you'd never guess that he has done all the things and achieved all the achievements that he has. But as far as the social activist things, just I took away from it, just like I said, from my perspective of being a white guy in a predominantly black league, just tell the truth, you know, tell what's going on, be an advocate for the people and be a voice for the people that can't be heard. And then it's going to be like, it's a long run game. Like, this isn't going to get changed in a month. Probably won't get changed in a year. It's going to be time and time again where you're going to have to step up, be courageous, use your voice, and try to make an impact and change lives for the better. So I think those are the two things that I took away from it from my perspective.
Bill,
Hey, Alex. Going back to the basketball front, when the season was suspended, you guys had kind of hit that. It seemed like you'd really kind of found your rhythm and had those big wins against the Bucks and Clippers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious, when you then look at going 4 months without games, how do you feel like you can pick up where you guys left off? How do you get back to that level? And what's going to be the biggest challenge in getting back to that level?
Yeah, I think somebody asked me this question about a month into quarantine, and I think I got the same answer. It's just like the hardest part for us, I think, is going to get back to being able to do physically what we were able to do, as far as being early on assignments, being physically ready to box out and to play as physical as it takes to beat teams like the Clippers, like the Bucks, like the Rockets, the Nuggets, all the good teams that are competing for championships and that are going to be in the playoffs. Just getting back to that physical form of being able to do it night in, take a day off, night out, keep going for a month and a half. The mental part, I feel like, for our team is going to be easier just because we have such a heady and basketball smart team and basketball IQ led team and coaching staff. You know, I think the ability for us to carry stuff over from film sessions during the year has been a lot easier than other teams I've played in my career. So I think it's going to be, obviously it's not going to be easy for us to get back to either one of those levels, but I think the physical one will be the bigger challenge, just because, like you said, so much time off and then short time frame to get back to it.
Kyle,
I know you had a follow-up question.
Yeah, Alex, I was just wondering who on the team, specifically in terms of keeping the group together and keeping the communication going throughout these last couple months, who has stood out as a leader in this group? And then part two, when you guys have talked about being on the Orlando campus together and the amount of time you're going to spend together, has some planning come up of how you guys are going to maybe occupy your time or sort of mentally help each other through that?
The first question, just respond. It's like over the last couple of months being in quarantine and hanging out at home.
Yeah, I was just kind of wondering who, if anyone on the team, has kind of been a leader in keeping the group chats and the togetherness dynamic going.
Yeah, I would say Dudley and Braun have been the two most vocal. That's pretty normal for them as far as being outgoing and outspoken and making sure we're all on the same page. You know, those are two guys that have been in the league many years, so they kind of understand what it takes to have a chemistry of a tight knit group. And obviously, 4 months away from each other is it's hard to keep that going. But I think they've done a great job of keeping everybody connected. As far as Orlando, we haven't talked specifically about what we're looking to do, but they've outlined a number of things that I know our team has been doing throughout the year as far as team bonding, like certain dinners, making sure we're socially distanced at dinners, playing cards, and just a lounge room or something like that. It doesn't take a lot for this team to have a good time and enjoy each other's company, so I'm sure we'll find something to do.
Andy Kamenetsky?
Hey, Alex. Rob acknowledged yesterday during his conference call that the mental aspect of this is going to be tough. Just the idea of a team like you guys potentially being away for few months inside this one space. Have you thought about just the issue with that and sort of how you're going to go about trying to handle that individually and as a team?
Yeah, it's going to be one of the more unique aspects of an NBA season or NBA playoffs is the mental war of attrition. You know, there's always been this mental war of attrition throughout the playoffs as far as taking it one game at a time and not putting too much weight into a single game. But now you add this element of being away from loved ones for an amount of time, being isolated away from the outside world, just stuff that's not normal, and that's not a usual circumstance for playing basketball games and going through the playoffs trying to chase a championship. But I mean, this is something personally that I kind of relish. I'm looking forward to the challenge of lasting, you know, of being the team that can be the mentally toughest, the mentally strongest, and say, yeah, we might be on this isolated campus for 3 months, but we have a goal, we have a mission, and it's not going to affect us trying to get to that end goal and finish the job.
Ready, Dan, Wakey, and we're going to do 2 more questions, guys. Girls.
Alex, I'm curious, how much time have you spent in this sort of hiatus on self-study and self-scout, and have there been things that you've looked at to say, like, have there been really, like, eye-opening things? Because teams have never really been given this opportunity. What they've been, and I'm curious what your reaction has been to self-study.
The last part of that question cut off. Somebody...
Sorry about that. Yeah, I just kind of what was your reaction, and how much self-study and self-scouting have you guys done as a team, and what have you seen in kind of in doing that? If you guys have spent a lot of time with that.
Yeah, I can't speak for the rest of the guys on the team or the coaching staff specifically. I mean, I'm sure especially the coaches, have done their due diligence of scouting and doing homework and making sure that we can be the best we can. As far as me, man, I've had so much time. I've watched so many different basketball clips of myself, other teams, other players. Just being a basketball kind of junkie that I am, I just love watching the game. So obviously, I've done a little bit of self-scouting, just finding different areas when I could finally get back in the gym to just kind of fine-tune different ways that teams play me and different ways that I think I can be effective, especially with the Avery news over the last week or so, just finding different shots that I might get 5 or 10 minutes here that he is usually out in the court. So just finding ways that I can fill that role and be effective in it.
All right, Mike Trudell.
Hey, what's up, Alex? Hey, just wondering, with Avery not playing, are there certain parts of your game, Alex, that you think you can try to focus more on, or just thinking about how you might fit in and what different parts, or do you just try to approach things as you always typically would, regardless of if Fernando plays?
Hey, I can hear you. I can hear the music when you test the computer.
Can I mute them?
Right, but we can't hear the...
Whoever Fernando is making a lot of noise.
Okay.
That's the weird part.
Yeah.
This is Zoom 2020 for you.
Are you selecting the...
Fernando, can you hear me?
Fernando.
Which is the bright eye, or are you selecting the audience?
No, mute.
Yeah, the mute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you mute people as the host?
I don't know if I am the host.
Yeah, I'm trying to find Fernando.
No.
This sums up quarantine.
I'm just hoping he said something scandalous.
All right, go ahead, Alex.
All right, Mike. Sorry. Ask a quick recap of the question again. Sorry.
Yeah, let me just reiterate. So, just given the fact that Avery is out, does this change as somebody that plays, in the backcourt?
Mm-hmm.
Does this impact the way you're thinking about how the parts of your game that you're going to focus on, and sort of where that you're going to fit into the overall makeup?
Yeah, I don't know if it changes too much of what I do, just because of the role that Avery played was supplement ball handler. He took open threes when he was spotting up, and then played really good defense and kind of led the team in that way. I think those are things that I can step into and do well. There's obviously some mid-range pull-ups that he's really good at, and some floaters, and we run a couple of actions for him that I don't think I can step right into and be ready to do. But I think there's different areas that like I said, by committee we'll be able to fill, and I think there's some areas that I'm pretty good at that I think I can do a good job of.